Hi everybody, this is Algebra 2, Lesson 16, and this lesson covers multiplication of polynomials and division of polynomials. The first part, multiplication of polynomials, is really easy. We've done this before in Algebra 2, more than likely. You have, and it's just rainbowing. So all I have to do is multiply every term in here times every term there. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 multiplications, right? And to do that, I like to call it rainbow because I'm going to draw a little rainbow. So 2x times 3x squared. 2 times 3 would be, that'd be 6x to the third because I've got an x here and 2 x's there. Then I'm going to go to my next term. So I need 2x times negative 5x, which will be negative 10x squared. Now my last one. I need 2x times 2, which would be 4x. Okay, now I have to do the whole thing with my other term, which is just 2. So I need 2 times 3x squared, which would be 6x squared. And I'm going to put this with my x squared term right under there so that I can put like terms together for my last step. All right, 2 times 5 would be negative 10x. And then 2 times 2 is 4. Now I can just put my like terms together. So I get 6x to the third minus 4x squared minus 6x plus 4. So I just added these. So negative 10 and 6 would be negative 4. Negative 10 and 4 is negative 6. You guys get it. All right, on this one, it's got my 3 terms first and then my 2 terms. I'm still going to go this way because I only want to have to multiply that many times. It just makes your paper, it just makes it a little neater. All right, so I'm going to say x times 3x squared, which would be 3x to the third. Okay, and then I'm going to do x times negative 2x, which would be negative 2x squared. Then I need x times negative 2, which is negative 2x. Now I'm going to do my 2. So 2 times 3x squared would be negative 6x squared. Oopsie. Because that's a negative 2 times 3, so negative 2 times 3 is 6x squared. Now this next one is negative 2 times negative 2x, which would be 2 times 2 is 4, positive 4x. And then negative 2 times negative 2, which would be positive 4. And then I just put my like terms together, which would be 3x to the third. Add my negative 2 and negative 6, so that would be negative 8x squared. This would be 2 minus 4, which would be 2, positive 2x, and then plus 4. That's what your answer is going to look like to the multiplication. The multiplication ones are easy. The division ones are a little bit more, they're not difficult, but they're a little harder to understand what's going on. So we want to divide this by this. So when we make a division box, that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a division box, and we're going to put the one that it's divided by goes on the outside, okay? The big long one's going to go in the middle. First thing we have to do is set these up by descending order of the variable. So this is the third, the second, the 1, and then the 0, right? So we want our highest exponent to go first. So that'll be 5x to the third is our highest. Then we've got negative 2x squared. Then we've got positive 5x. And then we have positive 2. This one we want to do the same thing. And our highest variable is just x. That'd be x to the 1. And this would be like x to the 0, right? So it's going to be x minus 4. See how if I put my x first, right? And then my negative 4. Okay, so what I need to do is, this is just like a regular long division problem. What I need to do is see how many times I have to multiply x to get 5x to the third. Well, I'm going to have to multiply it times 5. And I'm going to have 2 more x's to get there. So x squared. So if I multiply 5x squared times x, I'm going to get 5x to the third. That's what I'm looking for. Okay? All right. But before I do that, I have to multiply it times negative 4. So 4 times 5 will be negative 20. And then that would be x squared. And then this one would be 5 times x squared would be 5x to the third. Okay, now I have to subtract this. So I'm going to put a negative sign here, and I'm going to change that to a positive, right? Because you have to make this be subtract. If you subtract a negative, you get a positive, right? Negative times negative is a positive. Now these are going to cancel each other, and I get positive 20 and negative 2, so that would be 18x squared. Now I'm going to bring down my next term, so plus 5x. Now what my top is going to be, I'm dividing now, I'm going to say how many x's are in my 18x squared. Well, I'm going to need 18 and one more x, so 18x times x will be 18x squared. And I also have to multiply it times this negative 4. So 18 times 4, 8 times 4 is 32, 4 times 4 is 4, 5, 6, 72. So that's going to be, whoops, that'll be a negative. So I'm multiplying 18x times negative 4, and I'm going to get negative 72x. Okay, now I'm going to subtract, so I change this sign to negative, this one to positive. Those cancel each other out, and this is going to be 77x. Now I'm going to bring down my 2. Okay, now what do I have to multiply times x to get 77x? Well, just 77. See how my exponent's going down each time? So I have to multiply times 77. So now I need to multiply negative 4 times 77. 28, 29, 30. 308. So this will be 308. That's my 77 times negative 4. Now I need 77 times x, and that's going to get me 77x. Okay, now I'm subtracting, so I change that and I change that. These cancel, and I get 310, and no more variable. So that what I do with that is I just turn my remainder, this is a remainder, and I just need to turn that into a fraction. So that would be 310 over my divisor here, which is x minus 4. So your answer would be that. 5x squared plus 18x plus 77 plus 310 over x minus 4. All right, I think there's a couple more examples. There's this one. Okay, this one only has 2 terms there, so it's a little bit tricky. All right, so we're going to draw our division box. And our first one, we need to divide by, so that's going to be out here, right? So we're going to put our x first, then our minus 2. And then our highest term is x to the third. We don't have any x squared, so I'm just going to put 0x squared. We don't have any regular x's, so I'm just going to put 0x. Then I'm going to put my negative 6. Okay, so we have to have these placeholders for any that we don't have. So you always have to go third, second, just regular x, then down to your normal numerical term. All right, so first thing I have to do is, what do I have to multiply x times to get x to the third? I need x squared, so I'm going to put it right there. And you notice how the squared is always over top of the squared. Okay, so now I'm going to do x squared times negative 2, which will be negative 2x squared. And then x squared times x, which would be x to the third. And I'm subtracting. That means I need to change my sign there. X third minus x third is 0. And this would be 0 plus 2x squared, so I'm going to get 2x squared. Then I'm going to bring down my next term, which is plus 0x. And now I need to figure out how many times, what do I have to multiply? X times something equals 2x squared, so I'm going to need the 2, and I'm going to need 1x. See how x is over x, right? So now I'm going to multiply that. 2x squared times negative 2 would be negative 4x. And then my 2x squared times x would be, my 2x times x will be 2x squared. There we go. And I'm subtracting, so I change the sign. These cancel each other out, and I end up with 4x. Now I'm going to bring down my negative 6. Now I just need to figure out how many times x has to be, what do you have to multiply x times something to get 4x, and that's times 4, okay? 4 times negative 2 would be negative 8, right? 4 times negative 2, and then 4 times x would be 4x. Now I'm subtracting, so I change the signs. Cancel, and that is going to be negative 6, positive 8, that'll be 2. So my remainder this time is only 2. And I'm going to turn that into a fraction. So the 2 goes on the top, and my divisor goes on the bottom, so that's x minus 2. Let me erase those arrows so you can see what the answer should look like. So your answer would be x squared plus 2x plus 4 plus 2 over x minus 2. Alright, go ahead and pause the video and try the practice problem. There's only one. Alright, so hopefully you paused this and tried this practice problem. And then we're going to do it together now. I'm going to change colors because that pink's kind of in your face there. Let's go with a nice dark blue. Okay, here's my division box. What I'm dividing by is that one. My x has to go first, so it's x minus 3. Okay, my biggest term is to the third, so 4x to the third. Then I've got my squared minus 3x squared, and then I've got my 7x, and then plus 3 is my last one. Okay, so I'm going to start by saying how many times do I have to multiply x to get 4x to the third. I need 4, and then I need to multiply times x squared to get up to x to the third, seeing how my squareds are over each other. Then I'm going to multiply 4x squared times negative 3. 3 times 4 is 12. That would be negative 12 x squared, and then 4x squared times x, which would be 4x to the third. Now I'm subtracting, so I change the sign. This would be 0, and now I've got 9x squared. 12 minus 3. Bring down my 7x. Okay. Now I'm going to do the next one. This is probably going to be, let's see, I need to multiply times 9x. So 9x times negative 3 will be negative 3 times 9 is 27x. 9x times x will be 9x squared. I'm subtracting, so I change my signs. These cancel out. This will be 7 7 is 14, 34x. Bring down my plus 3. And then I need to multiply times 34. 34 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 3 is 9, 10, 102. So that would be negative 102. And then 34 times x would be 34x. Okay, and then I'm subtracting, so I change my signs. These cancel, and that would be 105. So I'll put 105 over x minus 3. Let me double check and make sure I did that right. I'm pretty sure it's right. Alright, and that is it for lesson 16. Thanks for watching.